Yo, what is going on, YouTube? It is me, your boy Flash Jones, back again with yet another video. And as you can see here in the opening shot, I got something very special for y'all. Alright? So with that being said, let's jump right on into it. Alright, so as you can see here in the opening shot, I have the Walthers MainLine. This is a SD70ACe Locomotive. I'm working with one hand right now. I'm using one hand to hold the phone. This is my free hand. So bear with me. We're going to try to keep it nice and crisp. We're going to just take a look at the box, see what's on it. So Walthers MainLine, making railroad history, value and variety for modelers. Take a look at the side. Walthers MainLine, EMD, SD70ACe Locomotive. This is the BNSF, the Burlington Northern Santa Fe. Number, hashtag 8469. Low headlight. I believe there are some locomotives that have the high headlight on them. This one, per the prototype, I believe, has the low headlight on the nose. We'll take a look at that when we unbox it. And the part number or the item number is 910-19802. And in the print here, helical, however you want to pronounce it, helical gears, powerful motor, sound, and DCC. Obviously HO scale because that's what I model. It's the same thing. It says Walthers MainLine. Let me take a look at the back of it. See what they say on the back. So obviously barcode, the part number or the item number that I just read to you. And I'll read this here on the back, starting from the top, left to right. Walthers MainLine, making railroad history, built for the long haul. Walthers MainLine cars and locomotives deliver durable, dependable construction at prices you can afford. Available in a wide variety of schemes and road numbers. Walthers MainLine makes building a diverse roster of equipment easy and fun. Okay. Models endure frequent service at home or club operating session without needing to be shopped. All right. Quality and value and variety. That's Walthers MainLine. www.walthersmainline.com. Right here, the fascination with railroads is part of the American experience. Young or old, the sight and sound of a train rolling by always thrills, and yes, it does. I can't even lie on that. From a kid, just telling my dad, stop, hey, pull over, see the train. Even to now, just driving down the road, if I ever get stopped by a stoplight, or if I'm coming up to railroad tracks, I will purposely stop just to wait and see if I see a train. And unfortunately, if I don't, I keep it moving. But yeah, so, and now it's easier than ever to bring the excitement of railroading home to enjoy in miniature HO scale. The Walthers family has been providing model railroad fun for generations, so get on board and enjoy the journey. That is their address for Walthers if you want to purchase directly from them at www.walthers.com. I believe it is. I'll post a link of that in the description. I also bought this from Train World. I think the MSRP on these from Walthers or when they first put them out, was $200. I ended up getting this one for $150. Plus the shipping was another $10. I got a few other things, so the shipping was about $10. Coming from New York, they shipped it through FedEx. I got this bad boy here on today, Friday, February 5th, I believe. So yeah, so we're gonna unbox this thing and we're gonna get right back on into it. All right, hold on. All right, let's unbox this. Now, once again, I'm trying to do this with one hand, so bear with me. Nice and snug. I'll give them that. Yeah. I might have to pause the video for a second, guys. Yeah, hold on. So before we even get to the locomotive itself, as soon as I slid the foam encasement for the train out of the box here, there were a few papers that were on the bottom side of it, so we're going to get to that first. So the usual books and shit. This is a warranty from Walthers. If you have any issues or something's wrong with the locomotive, we'll get into that when we start testing it out. Warranty card, you can call them up, email them, fax them, whatnot, and that's their warranty. It's pretty cool. So this is the decoder features and limitations, as it says right there, or specifications, sorry about that, and lighting features and whatnot. You can pause this and read it for yourself. I'm not going to read all that to you. But just something else that you get in the box. And I'm going to make something clear to you guys. This is not tsunami sound. This is Soundtrack's sound. So you go to Athens, you get a locomotive, and it's DCC and tsunami with DCC and tsunami sound. This is DCC and Soundtrack's sound. It's not a tsunami decoder in the locomotive. Just so you guys know that. Next photo parts diagram. There we go. Just let you get a quick view of all of that. All right. And time for the moment we've all been waiting for. If I could even get it off. How is this one on here? Now I'm not gonna edit this part out because I want you guys to see how long it usually takes to get these things out of the box. And there's a little piece of tape on the top here. That's why I couldn't get it off the first time. Got that. There's another one. Oh, here's another one. I see it. Where's my exact knife at? Hold on, guys. I gotta get my knife to get this off. Hold on. Alright, so I got it. Oh, I missed another one. Damn. Alright. There we go. Thought I got them all. As you can see, I have not unboxed this. If I did, this would have been coming off very easy. But just right out of the box, you have just a hard piece of plastic keeping the locomotive in its shell, which is it's pretty cool. I'm gonna turn that over, and then see what you get inside here. These are the couplers. Now they come with couplers, but they don't come attached, as you might be able to see down in there. They're not attached just yet. You have to attach them separately. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Oh, she's got some good weight to it too. Wow. 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 I'm going to have to pause this and sled it down because I do not want to drop it or damage or anything. Alright guys, hold on. Alright guys, so I got her unboxed and just taking the first quick look at her out of the box. She's gorgeous. The paint is clean and crisp. The letters, the numbers on the letters, as you can see here, SD70ACe. It looks very clear. The F stencil looks clear. The paint looks very, very clean. I got the flash on so we can see a little bit more of the details a little bit better. Try to pull these out real quick. There we go. All right, come on. There we go. All right. I'll get the other one off in a second. But, I'll rearrange so we can see it straight on. Like I mentioned earlier, these the coupler's not installed right away. I guess these are some sort of form of protection that Walthers is using. I guess it works. I mean, I don't know, but we're just gonna take a quick look at it. As you see, the number boards, they are not lit or illuminating when track power is applied or when the lights turn on. But hey, this is a Walthers mainline. It's somewhat detailed, not highly detailed. Trying to look in the cab, you see there are at least the station or the engineer's seat and the conductor seat and the brakeman seat right behind them. Just going from left to right from the front of the cab or from the front of the locomotive to the rear of it. Try to get close enough to it without going out of focus. I know right around here is the limit before she starts to get out of focus. So we'll kind of go back and forth a little bit. I won't speak too much here. Just kind of let you guys admire how clean this locomotive really is. I mean, it really does look really, really clean, and I love it, honestly. Take a quick pause right here. As you can see, I mean, it looks like it is molded out of one, or the shell is molded out of one piece of plastic, but as you see right in here, it does look like there are doors there. With the creative imagination, you can kind of tell that it's not smooth there. It looks like it's picking it up on the camera, but I mean, it looks pretty nice in person as well. And actually, I'm noticing that the paint is not as clean and crisp as I once thought it was. Don't know if they did that intentionally. Had the stripes of orange going through the letters. Maybe they did do that. Maybe that's an error. But I'm noticing that now. But I mean, it still looks pretty clean and crisp. It doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look bad. I mean, I like it. I think it looks nice. Hopefully you guys can see what I mean. I'll kind of get up on it a little bit more. There we go. See kind of how those orange lines are streaking through the letters there. Not sure if that was intentional. I don't know. I can't remember if that it's like that on the prototype. I don't think it is. But hey, that's how it is now, and we're gonna roll right with it. Doesn't bother me too much. I'm not very nitpicky. If it runs, it looks good, sounds good. I'm good with it. So one thing I want to show you guys real quick. I'll mention the F stencil. Don't know if you guys are really able to see that, but that right there. Try to see if I can get another angle at it. That right there, the F stencil. See that F right there? Now, when we're on the ground giving hand signals to our engineer, we have to give our hand signals according to the F stencil being the front of the locomotive. And I'm sure that probably sounds, very rudimentary, maybe even self-explanatory. But I'll tell you, when we first started, it was a little tricky understanding that certain signals weren't just because the orientation of the locomotive. It had to be according to the F stencil on the locomotive. So, I mean, it's a small little detail. I'm very glad that Walthers decided to add that little, that little small decal, that little piece there. It's it's per the prototype. I know that that's there because we got drilled on that when I was in class for it. But I'm glad they did it. Give you a couple more looks at it, at the entire locomotive. This is as if we're on the ground looking at a real locomotive. I'll kind of give you that look of it. And then kind of like a drone look if it was kind of close up on it. I mean, it still looks pretty nice. I love it. Kind of give you one more of the front here. Raise up over the top, going back. Directly overhead. Not too, oh, you can see some of the wires in there. I see the yellow, not yellow, I see the green one and the red one in there. Not a biggie for me, doesn't bother me at all. I mean, the paint is very clean, other than the little streaks in the letters there. I mean, look how clean and crisp that orange is. I'll back off a little bit so you can actually see the orange. With the light being close up on it, makes it look kind of yellowish. But it definitely is a nice crisp orange. I'll take some still shots and I'll post them in there so you can see them, because the camera and the flash is making it look like it has more of a yellow hue than it really does, and it doesn't. It looks like a regular BNSF orange, nice, bright, solid color. It doesn't look yellowish at all in person. But I'll like I said, I'll add some still shots without the flash so you could really see it and admire it for what it really is. I'll go ahead and turn it around so we can see the other side. I mean, it's pretty much the same exact thing. Take a look at the back there. Get that one out real quick. Oh, while I'm at it, I kind of don't know if you're able to see. Probably didn't. Bent the handrails a little bit, but they didn't pop out. So that's always a good sign there. Yeah, pretty solid. Yeah, pretty solid. Yeah, pretty good there. But taking a look at the back of the locomotive. I'll go back forward over it again. So on the opposite side, towards the rear of the locomotive, you got the brake wheel here. More of the doors the doors that are molded on as one piece of plastic, that to make it look like it was multiple doors. I mean, it looks nice. The camera is very well accentuating it, making it look like it actually is there, and it does look like that. Compared to an After and Genesis, just because right off the top of my head, I know those have a lot of detail to them. There's not as many details, obviously, because this is a $150 locomotive, with DCC and sound. So if you're gonna get DCC and sound, you're not gonna get a few things, and those very precise, accurate details is one of them. Like, kind of looking directly off the top of it, you can obviously see that there are no lift rings anywhere on the top of the locomotive. There are no separately applied grab irons running up the back for maintenance away or mechanical to get up on there to inspect the locomotive or anything. And I'll even show you the front one more time. No separately applied grabs on the front. As you can see kind of there, they have the holes for them on the right side, the opposite side of the door. On the left side of the headlight, you see they have the holes, so to say, drilled for you to apply the separately applied grabs. For there are those who are very picky and that want those separately applied grabs, and they're going to put them on there. So at least they went, to the point that they at least put it there and had it set so that you can add them at any time, whenever you wanted to. So I mean, that's always good. I mean, instead of just having it very plain, which it is, but it could have been more plain. And I'm very glad that they didn't. Get one more close look up on the trucks. Hopefully we stay in focus, and we are. Nice fuel tank detail. You see the air compressor line coming out. Very nice. Very nice. And there you got that SD70ACe again. And the F stencil. The BNSF 8469. Keep y'all jokes to yourself. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Got the emergency stop button. I mean, that's another thing. They didn't have to put that on there too. I mean, it's a very, very small, tiny detail. Most people probably would never even notice that there, but I mean, you got the emergency stop button there, or the emergency fuel shutoff button for before somebody corrects me on that. That's there. And I mean, it's a gorgeous locomotive. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into operation and see what it looks like there. All right, guys, hold on. All right, so guys, I'm about to apply track power right now. And there she is. Get my trusty throttle. And let's try to find her real quick. I'm gonna pause the video and find her and reprogram her to my to her road number, and we'll pick up there. All right, so guys, I got her programmed to her road number, the 8469. Let's make sure we got her. And let's get the headlight on. Kind of move around so you can see that. Headlights on. F5 is the ditch lights. Probably can't see them. On and off there. All right. And let's hear that whistle again, the horn. Bell. And short horn, F3. So one thing that I've always heard is that these locomotives are the Walthers mainline locomotives. They have they have the Soundtrax Tsunami sound decoder in them, that the decoder doesn't take to the functions. Well, it takes to the functions well, but it takes its time responding. I'll give you an example. I'm gonna go over the horn, press, done. See, as you watch my finger here, I press it and it responds quickly to when I press it, but when I let my finger go, it's still going for another second or two. Oh, it's quick, but F3. So as you see, I mean, by the time that I actually press down with my finger for the horn, she does respond. But when I let my finger go, it takes her a second to respond to that. So here's a grade crossing, and I'll do this all off the horn button. Let's try that again. Let's go ahead and move her up at out of 128 speed steps and let you guys see that. Oh, wrong one. Give me 1 second. Gotta get out of there. No, there we go. Out of a 128 speed steps. Go ahead and press enter. So we got 128 speeds. So we're gonna move her up at 1 scale mile per hour. And as you guys can see, she's moving along very smooth. I've seen a few other videos where some guys had a lot of jerkiness. One guy had the Norfolk Southern locomotive, and it was so jerky. But as you guys can see with this one, the jerkiness is, I would say, non-existent. I'll try to hold the camera very steady so you guys can see what I mean. Like I told you guys earlier, the drive is the same as the Walthers Proto locomotive with the helical cut gears and whatnot. So it's got a strong drive train in them, drive system, whatnot in them. So I mean, this is obviously something that we expect, very smooth operation. But I mean, as you see, and I'm trying to hold this camera as steady as I can as it goes through my switches there. It's moving along very smoothly. I'll go ahead and toss in reverse. As you guys saw the headlight there. At 1 speed step. Once again, I'll hold this as smoothly as I can, as steady as I can. And at reverse, or in reverse, how smooth it is. You know what I just noticed actually? As you guys probably saw, the camera kind of wiggle a little bit. The whatever you want to call this thing here on the rear kind of caught my finger. And you know what? If I ever get around to just having all the time in the world and just want to do something silly, I might reinstall these little things and just kind of act like I'm running stuff over with it. I mean, it caught my finger and it literally pushed it out the way as it's supposed to. I mean, I wouldn't have done that had it been the regular snowplow, because I don't know how fragile it is. But I mean, I'm going to put my hand and stop the locomotive right behind it. And you see how sturdy these things are, just like regular couplers. No damage. And I tell you, it's pushing against my finger. It's a nice amount of force for 1 speed step. Yeah. I mean, like I told you guys, it's got a nice weight to her. And as you see, the drive is very smooth. I'm going to go ahead and put her back into forward. And move her along try to pick her up a little bit faster. We're going to go from 1 to 5. Move her back just a little bit more. One speed step. 2 speed steps. 3 speed steps. 4 speed steps. And 5. I'll go ahead and stop her right around the time she gets to the points on the frog there. Points on the frog. The points on the switch. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I mean, as you guys see, she's running very smoothly. Honestly, I really couldn't even be happier. I go ahead and slow her down here. 0. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the lights off in the room, and I'm going to turn the lights off to the locomotive. I'll turn those off now. F5. And actually, before we do that, I'm going to cut the sound to the locomotive so that we can hear the drive and see if it is making any noise. We'll do that's F8. Yes, it is. We are in forward. Turn the headlight on so you can tell. And try to get close to see if the mic can pick it up. And I'll get her up to 5, and then I'll just stop her with my hand. No, I'll let her keep going because that was the wheels you hear there. But as you can not hear at all, like you barely hear anything, that drive is very, very quiet. I had to find the word. I was going to say very, very silent, but that obviously doesn't make sense. Reverse. Like, I'm not even going to move here. I'm just going to let you hear it. And that's 5 speed steps. Yes, it is. So, I'm going to go ahead and stop the locomotive a little further back when she gets further back. And I'm going to cut the lights off in the room. And I'm going to cut her lights off. And then I'm going to show you what this locomotive looks like in the dark. Because one thing that I'm pretty big on is lighting in a locomotive. If a locomotive has lighting, I want it to be nice lighting. We're going to do a little bit of a comparison later on in a different review. But this is what it looks like here. This is the lights of the room. Oh, and I probably should turn the flash off. So, all right, guys, I'm about to stop this video and turn the flash off. But then I'll come back and I'll show you guys what this locomotive looks like with the lights off. And as you see, it's going to be the same locomotive. All right, guys, talk among yourself. All right, so guys, I'm back. And as you can see by down below, the little green light says that the system is on. I have the DB5 unplugged for right now. So we just got the SB5 and its circuit breaker and its power supply. So the layout is on. We got, if we can focus. All right, we got our locomotive. And hopefully I can find the buttons. There we go. So there's our headlight. And if I can find F5. There are the ditch lights. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. Looking at this locomotive and the way that it looks right now, the amount of light that it's giving off is amazing right now. I mean, it's lighter, it's brighter than what I thought it would be. And I mean, I'll try to get behind it so that you can see the amount of light that is really putting off down the rails. So we're pretty much right behind her. And gonna go ahead and move her forward at 1 speed step. I'm right above her now. You guys can see the amount of light that she's putting off down the rails. I mean, I think it's good. Very good, honestly. I'm happy with it. I'll move her forward a little bit faster so we can see the rear lights. But she's putting off a good amount of light down the rails. I think it's great. I mean, for when I do nighttime operation, you guys obviously can see that we're gonna know where we're going. And being on a train in real life and what it really looks like down the rails, it looks exactly the same. Sorry if I kind of lost her for a minute. Gotta find it with the camera. So, yeah, now we're gonna go in reverse now. And this one's a little bit even brighter. The reverse lights are even brighter, at least in my opinion. I don't know if the camera's picking it up well, and it's really not. But, man, I really wish it would pick up better. And as you can kind of see, that's down the rails. We're going to go ahead and move her up at 1 speed step. You can't even hear the motor still. It's that silent. You can kind of see the diesel house being lit up from the locomotive on its approach. I mean, that kind of gives you an idea of how bright the lights are on this locomotive. And then I'll put it back in the reverse. Back in the forward. I stopped it for a minute. Just look at how bright that is. Look how nice that looks, like, honestly. And I'm not doing any fancy editing with the lights or anything. That's the way these lights look. And looking at them through my glasses, it looks the exact same as it does on the camera, honestly. It looks like it's a glowing yellow light coming towards me. And I'll move it forward so you see it like as it's coming towards. It really does look like a real locomotive. It really does. I really can't tell if the camera's really doing it justice. I'm debating whether or not at this point if I even want to put this in the video for the upload. But if you guys don't like it, just let me know, and we'll do it a little differently next time if I do like a nighttime kind of theme or look to it. All right, so I'll go ahead and pause this video so I can turn the lights back on, and then we'll wrap this review. All right, so guys, I'm back again. I got the lights on. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. So for MSRP of pretty much $200 and a little bit less depending on where you get it from. Like I got mine from Train World. I got mine for $150. It's a pretty damn good locomotive, and I'll be honest. I don't have my layout set up to where I can do run-bys and all that other good stuff. We'll get to that. But for right now, just looking at her, and I'm going to test her out on my own with my short amount of track that I have set up. She looks great. She sounds great. She operates great. At this point, I don't know what else I could ask for $150. Considering the Athearn Genesis and the MTH locomotives are $250 plus. And that's the discounted. I think MSRP on those are right around $300. When I got my first Athearn Genesis, it was, I want to say $270 back in Chicago. But still, for MSRP at $200, getting mine for a discount at $150, you honestly cannot go wrong with this locomotive. Looking at it right now, I have the flash off. I turned it off before I had to turn the lights off and whatnot, and give you another kind of close look up at it. For all the detail that they put on this locomotive, it's really just a bonus for the fact that it's a $150 locomotive that operates as smoothly as it does. It looks as crisp and clean as it does, and it has good lights on it. I'm not 100% sure if it is LED headlights and ditch lights. We are going to figure that out. And while we're talking about that, let's go ahead and cut those lights off. So if it is incandescent, we don't burn them out sooner than they're supposed to. But we'll figure that out. But once again, for MSRP at $200, you really can't go wrong with this locomotive. It's a good locomotive for consists. Even if it's not the lead locomotive, still a great locomotive to add to your fleet. I'm going to have fun putting this, having taken pictures of it, whatnot, with the diesel house, running it with consists and other trains, and just seeing what all this locomotive really can do, and if it really is going to operate the way we kind of hope it to. So that is it for this video, guys. I will catch up with you guys in the next one. If you guys haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button. And if you're not following me, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at the Train Guy 28. That's TheTrainGuy 28. That is my Instagram. I'm gonna give a special shout out to you guys that do follow me on Instagram. As you guys know, if you are following me on Instagram, you get a couple updates and sneak peeks before I actually make videos on them. So with that being said, guys, you guys take it easy. Happy Valentine's Day to any of the ladies who are watching this video. And be safe and run some trains and have fun. All right, guys. Peace. Oh, yeah, one more thing. I got to give a special shout out to the lady in my life, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have this little baby BNSF 8469 with me right now. So, thank you, babe. I love it. She runs perfectly. I wish I could get another one right now. I wish she would buy me another one right now. But no, thank you for real. I really do appreciate it. Happy Valentine's Day to you and to the rest of y'all out there. If y'all got a bae or y'all got a lady in y'all life, tell her if she loves you, she'll get you a new locomotive. And she just might do it, just like mine did. All right, cool. Thanks, babe. I really appreciate it. Love you. All right, peace.